So, fantasy football starting up, guys, and we want to make some really good picks. We know more or less who's going to go first and second in most of the
All the big names are pretty much givens.
So we're going to focus a little bit more on maybe some sleepers and some people that we think have a chance to have a good season. And I know we're going to give it away to our competitors, but
they need the help anyway.
But they need the help, man, because second place
every year.
Every year.
3 years in a row.
Fourth place first year.
First place second year.
Okay.
We're not talking about
let's not talk about the other years. And then
actually, I made the playoffs first year.
Yeah, so did I, man. Well, anyway.
Which was good.
Let's talk about these guys. First of all, let's quickly touch on the top two quarterbacks.
Mahomes.
And it would have
maybe
to be
Rodgers.
Maybe Rodgers. Yeah.
I personally would also put in Wentz there because of the offense.
And now we know who Bolis is going to take. Who Bo's going to take first.
Saquon Barkley.
That's right. Running backs, he'll take that one.
Yeah.
So don't even think about drafting that dude.
Of course.
But McCaffrey's second, probably in the running backs.
Yeah.
Right.
McCaffrey or Alvin Kamara. Probably McCaffrey.
Yeah. So those two guys there. Tight ends.
Kelsey and Ertz going for. Well, first tight end taken is going to be Kelsey.
Kelsey will be
Ertz will be second tight end taken.
But Kelsey, you think he'll be like a second round, third round type of guy?
Maybe deeper, depending on where your draft goes.
But
usually it's all running backs.
Running backs and wide receivers.
Yeah. Running backs, wide receivers.
And then talking about wide receivers, we're not going to draft probably Antonio Brown because of his injuries off the field.
AJ Green's out.
AJ Green is out.
Probably DeAndre Hopkins, Michael Thomas, top two wide receivers on the board.
Yeah, I like Thomas quite a bit actually.
Odell Beckham, Tyreek Hill, with Julio Jones,
with Drew Brees. But now let's go on ahead and focus on those guys that we think that may have a chance to do. Now
you have a chance at drafting.
That's right. That you have a chance at drafting. And we don't know who we picked as our sleepers, but let's start with you, Carlos. First of all,
just one quarterback.
Two quarterbacks.
But just do one first.
Two.
Just do one first, and we'll all talk about one.
Okay, let's talk about one each. We're gonna do because he's older.
We're picking our two quarterbacks.
Okay, pick your two quarterbacks.
And who and why we picked them.
Okay.
So my first sleeper pick was Kyler Murray. I think he's gonna have a big year. I saw him play yesterday. I think it was yesterday. They had a game, his first preseason game, and he was on target, and he has an arm and he can run.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be getting points both with his feet and with his arm. Yeah. And then my second pick, just because he got a new set of wide receivers, Derek Carr. I think he's gonna have a comeback year. He had that good year 2 years ago. It was a really good year, and then last year was like a down year. So I think he's gonna come back strong this year.
Now these are players that they're anticipated to be under the top 10 of quarterbacks.
Yeah, we picked under the top 10.
So these are the two, and those are good picks actually.
Derek Carr, I think he's gonna have a strong year. He's gonna come back strong.
He should, and with the coach, I think they're gonna push a little bit there. And
David, go on ahead. Unless you're going to argue with me.
I will argue with you, but I think first of all, I'm going to go with Phillip Rivers, because even though he throws some interceptions, he has the potential to throw for 300, 400, 500 yards in a game, and he
had a pretty good year last year.
Yeah, he had a good year last year, so I think he's actually going to do very well.
Yeah.
And the other one is because he got drafted, he got traded to another team, Nick Foles. I think Nick Foles ended the season very good last year, did pretty good in the playoffs, and I think with a new team this time he's going to do really good, and he's probably going to get that team into the playoffs possibly, just because of his presence.
Their problem is they're blocking. Let's see if they can block him.
The first one that I picked was Goff. I liked his composure, young guy, and I believe he will do good. Yeah. I believe he will do good.
He has a good core receivers too.
He has a very good core receivers. And
Robert Woods.
He's almost not a sleeper. Like he might go higher than what people think. Yeah, because he's really good.
I'll take him before Cam Newton, before Ben Roethlisberger. I'll take Goff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm picking Goff as my first one. I'll wait till the second round to. No, I'm just kidding. The second one that I selected was Trubisky, because we had been talking about Trubisky.
Yeah, I can't believe I didn't choose him.
And so I picked Trubisky.
That's right, because I said I'm drafting him.
Yeah, that's why.
Damn. I got Trubisky, guys. Don't draft him.
Trubisky.
Do not draft him.
He's probably the best one out of all those guys.
So from those sleepers, probably
Mitchell Trubisky.
Trubisky would probably be a good one.
Yeah,
he's ranked to be how far down?
16th,
man.
Yeah,
he's outside of the top 10.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good pick.
He's my QB. All right, sounds good. So let's move on to tight ends.
My first tight end was Jack Doyle. He was having an okay year. You know, Andrew Luck throws to the tight ends a lot.
Mm.
The thing is that Eric Ebron was stealing touchdowns from him last year.
Yes.
Yeah, so he would just get in there, score a touchdown, and get back out. But Jack Doyle's gonna have a good year, and then I think Kyle Rudolph's gonna have another good year. He's been kind of consistent throughout the year. I know you had him a couple times.
Yeah.
But Kyle Rudolph with Minnesota, he's gonna do good.
And those are your top 2 picks. Okay, what do you got?
Okay, Carlos just called it for me. I picked 2 guys from the same team because of the quarterback.
Okay.
Okay, so I got Ebron and I got Doyle.
Both of them.
They get thrown to a lot. They get targeted.
You know, Ebron doesn't get thrown to a lot. He just gets every single touchdown.
Well, and those get you points.
Yeah.
And those get you points, and you put him in there when you're in the 3-yard line, and
He catches the ball. Like, if it's around him, he's gonna catch it.
So the reason I picked those 2 was because of the quarterback.
The quarterback.
Yeah, he throws
a lot. Well, I mean, if you're talking about throwing to tight ends, I mean, I think that Dak is going to throw a lot to the tight ends. So,
He's gonna throw it to whoever the running back is.
Yeah.
But remember
back,
who his top target's going to be, and he may make the catches because he can get open. I think he can still get open, but he's not going to run with the ball after. How many touchdowns is he actually
And how many
get?
yards after?
And how many yards? Not too many yards.
Yeah, not too many yards. So.
But, you know, Carlos actually called it for me too, because I picked Doyle and Rudolph as well. And those were the 2 guys that I picked that I thought that would be very good to draft. I mean, I think Graham is good also, and that would be a good pick as well. But I think those are the 2 guys that I picked, and I picked Doyle because of the quarterback, and I picked Rudolph because I've had him on my team, and
he's had good games.
Productive. He's
Yes.
productive. Yeah.
He's had good games.
And so I like that guy.
What you really have to look at are the teams that go to the tight ends. So I guess if you're going to pick the sleepers, you go with the teams that throw to the tight ends a lot. So
right.
I think we agreed with that.
So that's quarterbacks and tight ends. Let's go to the running backs. Running backs. That's a little tough.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we went outside the top 30.
Outside the top 30 picks. That's right.
So, I like Penny
from Seattle.
From Seattle.
He's explosive. He's explosive.
I think he will have a good year.
What number?
You see, but there's still Chris Carson.
He's down at 34.
He's going to need to get more carries because Chris Carson gets the whole workload there. But if something were to happen to Chris Carson,
I think Penny will have a good year.
Who's your next pick?
My next pick would be Duke Johnson with Cleveland.
Hey, I chose him too. He's not with Cleveland. He's not with Cleveland though. That's why I chose him. If he was still with Cleveland, I would have chosen him.
Oh, really? I picked him because he was with Cleveland.
He's with the Texans.
Oh,
well,
so
that's not bad.
Yeah, it's that offensive line's not bad. So I guess I would still stick with him.
Yeah.
So he's with the Texans now, and I chose him as a sleeper because he got traded to the Texans. And I think he's going to have more freedom there than he did. He was just a third down back, pass catching back with Cleveland, but there wasn't a good offense.
Yeah.
So now he's going to be with a pretty good offense. And then my second one is Latavius Murray with New Orleans.
What number is he at?
40. Latavius Murray was the backup for Cook in Minnesota. And then Cook got injured, and Latavius Murray had me consistent games in the high 20s.
Wow.
So now that he's with Kamara, I think him and Kamara are going to be able to split that workload because Kamara's not an every down back.
Right.
So he was for a while, but I think he'll get injured if he does that. So I think he's going to be splitting time with Kamara, and he's going to get the ball on those hard running downs. And he's pretty explosive too.
Who did you get, Dave?
So I think you guys will be okay with my first pick, maybe not my second pick. The first one was Coleman with San Francisco because he averages about 4.4 yards per carry. And so that's actually not bad. And I think he'll do very good this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I picked, even though he's played a lot of years, LaShawn McCoy. He's with Buffalo right now. I think that he can get some touchdowns. He's gonna get some touches. I don't know how much he's gonna play, but that's somebody that I was thinking that might be good this year.
The thing with him is
And
injuries.
one of the things that we did overlook, don't think that we overlooked Kareem Hunt. The thing is, his situation just doesn't really help us. So it's not that he is way down there on the list, but if you're going to be out so many games,
He might be available later on in the draft because of that suspension. So
it's
But,
it's
the
not
thing
that
about
he's
LeSean
gonna-
McCoy is those injuries just scare me away.
Yeah, he hits him, but if he's healthy, I think he can do some damage. He can score some touchdowns, and he can break away also. So
Yeah, there's some guys here on this list that probably will
now,
be good sleepers.
I think so. Now for the receivers, we also went outside of the top 30,
Mm-hmm.
so that makes it a little tougher to pick. But these are sleepers, and so Carlos, what do you got?
I chose at number 32, Robbie Anderson. And Robbie Anderson, I had him 2 years ago, and he was pretty consistent. He gets targeted a lot, so I think he's gonna have a good year, and he's really explosive. And then my next one was Christian Kirk with Arizona and his new quarterback there. So, and he's also another explosive player. So,
Well, receivers do get time because they rotate receivers in and out, and I know that I'm sticking a lot with Cleveland, so I did pick Jarvis Landry,
Okay.
and I believe that he will do good, and I have to go with what I've been reading since I keep a lot up with the Cowboys and all of these things. Michael Gallup will get some.
you went with Michael Gallup.
Yeah, Michael
Yes.
Gallup. Okay.
Picking with your heart.
Picking with your heart.
Hey, I've been reading about it, and it seems as if they have a connection. You know, if Cooper and him are there, they should both get.
I think they should do pretty good.
I think they should do
It's
good.
Your heart is in the
My
right place.
heart,
yeah.
yes, my heart is in the right place, but I think you all will find out later on.
Who'd
Well,
you choose?
I chose also Jarvis Landry from Cleveland because I think he's going to have something to prove. Now he has Odell Beckham there.
Opposite of him.
Yeah, so he's going to want to do fantastic. And last year he was almost close to 1,000 yards, and he was 1,000 yards the year before that. So I think he's going to do really, really good this year. And then I picked with Oakland Tyrell Williams, just because I think Carr is actually going to do good. I think he's going to find these receivers, and I think they're.
I had him circled, but then I scratched
You
him out.
know that
Yeah.
that even though we did not discuss this amongst ourselves before we started recording, look at our picks are very similar. Like, I know that you all say you all passed up on Trubisky,
Right.
but you all would have agreed with him.
Yeah.
And the other guys that we picked, I mean, so I think these are really the sleepers that should.
I think the
pick
worst
up.
pick of them all is probably LeSean McCoy, just because of his age and because
Injuries.
of his injuries.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but
I
you know
still
what?
think he can do
You know what? And you're talking about that and the age. I was even thinking Sproles, you know, he got traded again, and I
He's good.
just didn't, but I
Mhm.
just couldn't pick him.
So those are our sleeper picks, and you know we shared that with everybody here. You know, I think we're still gonna beat these guys that we play against because they're not really that good. You know,
I think you're seeing 1, 2, and 3 here.
I think you are.
Yeah.
I think you're seeing it. So one of you guys is gonna get into the playoffs, and
And then against us three, so.
and then it's us three. So guys, good luck anyway, and we'll be talking next time about fantasy football a little bit more. We'll get more into it.
And real football.
And we'll probably real football, and we'll probably do the drafting live. So hopefully we can get all you guys here in the man cave so we can kind of do the draft live.
That sounds good.
All
Gilbert
right, guys.
missed us out because he was flying in from Vegas.
Missed you.
Remember,
You did good in Vegas, man. Good job.
Good job in Vegas. You came back in bucks.